All right, howdy y'all. The Cinemafia is here. I'm here with Josh and Bobby. Listen, this is kind of abnormal, fellas. It's Wednesday. It's not Thursday.
It's true.
It is
Wednesday. Wednesday. We were given a special opportunity to see an especially fresh, early preview of the movie Hurry Up Tomorrow. Which is normally how we feel on Wednesdays because we're all about Thursday movies.
That is true.
Right? Yeah.
But we're watching a movie called Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is about a song called Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yep.
Stars The Weeknd, stars Jenna Ortega, and I'm going to say Barry's last name wrong.
Barry Keoghan, or yeah.
That works.
Something. Yep.
So literally 3 actors in the movie.
Pretty much.
Fellas,
yeah.
what do we think?
The best videography of any movie I've seen probably in 2024 and 2025. It was mind-bogglingly amazing.
Right out the gate.
Yeah. From the first scene to the last scene, they were doing something that I was like, how the heck are they doing this?
And that's just, that's just what Bobby does. He's a videographer. So that's why we bring him along. He knows his stuff.
My head hurts after that movie in such a good way.
There was at least a dozen times where I leaned over to you like, dude, that's a cool shot.
I know.
Like there's a shot of an eyeball.
Yep.
Camera motions.
A crazy speed ramp effect that I have no clue how they did it.
Yeah.
And it could have been CGI in between, who knows? But like, it was a lot of practical stuff in this movie.
I was about to say,
we're
like,
fans of.
I'm pretty sure they actually burned down a house, which
yes.
I'm all for it. That to me is much cooler than recreating that. I mean, I knew very little about the storyline or the plot. I mean, if you look up a review or synopsis, it really doesn't give you much other than he's sort of struggling with insomnia. And going into the movie, if you really don't understand, I guess, the backstory of what it's supposed to be about, more than just reading that synopsis, it is a little bit hard to follow. But I'll tell you this, when you look at the first 5 seconds of the movie, which you're like, wow, okay, I'm in for a treat, right?
Yeah.
And then you already know that it's stacked with talent. It's like, okay, like there's the right actors, right? I mean,
Jenna killed it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Killed it.
And I mean, taking that sort of talent and then adding in the camera work and like from something that's a wide shot to just the side of her eye while she's driving down the highway to their tears, the sweat. I mean, it was just incredible.
High-speed drone work, which was like higher than normal speed drone work. Like, there was a lot of things going on with it that was awesome.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm trying to put, the story is just interesting. I don't know that I've ever wanted to have like a director's cut where I can listen to the director's commentary.
Yeah, I want him to do a podcast about what this movie is.
What inspired it? Where did it come from? Is it based off the song? Is the song based off something else?
Right.
You've got our attention. I can't say that I understand it.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to say that was stupid or that was
awful. No, not at all. I think trying to figure out the connection between Jenna's character and The Weeknd's character while it's happening, I'll tell you, taking a step back after the movie was over, I definitely get it more. I can see, okay, well, this makes sense from an artistic and creative standpoint. And I would say I truly have a better appreciation for the sort of screenplay of the movie. Now that we've had time to sit and sort of think and connect the dots, right?
Yeah.
And if you are not, I'll say this, if you are not already a fan of The Weeknd, I will tell you this movie puts you on notice because here's the thing. If this is truly meant to be sort of his way out of being the Weeknd persona, I mean, look, the guy's so big that he gets to use a movie to do that, right?
Good point.
Most artists would just say, hey, I'm done. I'm going to go maybe play at some casinos for the rest of my career. No, this guy uses a movie to illustrate what maybe the music was about, maybe his real life, emotions and what helped him write the music. Again, we love a director's cut. I'm with TJ just to maybe be able to ask some questions or or just really understand, like, hey, let us in a little bit, right? Let me peek behind the curtain to know the inspiration, the motivation behind it. But please hear me when I say that is not a knock at all.
No.
Because knowing who's on the roster, as far as your talent in the movie, and understanding that this was written by both the director as well as The Weeknd in collaboration together, it just really speaks that, hey, this is a project I need to put my eyes on. So definitely go see it. Again, just be ready, because it's a lot of quick turns. I hate to use the word jump scares, but we
finally got to see a semi-scary movie with Bobby. That is
yes,
not
he did.
This was cheating.
He closed his eyes for this one scene, and if you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But he still had to hear it.
Yes, I did.
And I mean, again, it's one of those things where once the movie's over, you kind of connect the dots. You're like, oh, that was pretty traumatic, and I understand why, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So the visuals are cool. The audio's great.
Yeah, the audio was awesome.
Story's really interesting.
We weren't even in Dolby tonight.
No.
And it was a killer audio experience. I mean, the quick disclaimers for our audience that, watch our stuff normally.
Sure.
There is a lot of, language used.
Yep.
There is a brief scene of nudity in it.
There's some violence.
There is some violence. But, yeah, you leave the movie, like, scratching your head of, like, man, what did I just watch? But not in a bad way.
No.
But, obviously, for our audience, we need to mention those pieces. So.
And I think, again, my biggest questions is looking at the characters in the film and in terms of where it ends up and who's, with The Weeknd's character. Well, none of them are there. He's by himself.
Yeah.
And it really does make you question, well, were these real events? Was it just sort of his, thoughts or his dreams? I think that to people that created this movie, none of that's in question. To someone who maybe knew The Weeknd's, creative,
history,
I think, sure, it probably made more sense. But again, I will never, ever let my own ignorance dictate the value of a film. And I think that this was just a great piece of work.
Yeah.
It truly was.
It was really cool. So, our normal thing, number rankings. What you got, Josh?
Oh, me first?
Yep.
All right. Man, you know what? I would say based on truly just what we've seen this year and even last year, the cinematography, the camera work, I really have to say it's going to be a quality movie. And I know that if I can continue to learn more about from the director on what's been, done behind the scenes to build this story out, I really have to say it's a 7. Just again, the things that I don't understand don't hurt the score, right?
Correct.
I really cannot say that because I know that there's more behind the meaning and the artistic, image that's supposed to be portrayed here. So I really have to give it a 7.
Okay. I would say, because obviously cinematography for me is more important.
Yeah.
7.5.
Ooh.
Because I really don't care about a screenplay. If I can get my head around a thing, even if it's wrong, like the reason of why it's there, if I can get my head around it,
yeah,
I'm fine with that. It was 10 out of 10 in cinematography. The only reason it's dipping down is because of the screenplay, like non-clarity from a viewer of not understanding.
Right.
It doesn't meet the whole audience that might see the movie, right? It's specific to maybe fans of the, who knows, right?
Exactly.
So I can get down with that,
So I'm landing at the same place. I'm giving it a 7 purely from the standpoint there's, flawless cinematography.
Flawless.
Really cool audio. I'm giving it a 7 from the standpoint, and a 7 with a caveat. Like if I come to an understanding of what I just saw, it's probably going up.
It can go up.
Sure. I don't think it's going to go down from a 7, but it could definitely,
Correct.
if I get my head wrapped around what I just saw, and what the inspiration was, it could be 8 or 9.
And here's the thing, just for folks that have seen our videos this year, there's been some big studio movies that did not qualify for a 7. Okay. I don't want to call out any comic book franchises or anything, but come on. this is more of an independent film than a lot of those big name franchises that are being put out right now.
Yep.
And this was far superior.
Yeah, for sure.
Just hands down.
Even if it being weird, it's still not as weird as the unicorn movie I saw.
Yep.
So,
still
yeah,
didn't see that, so.
Last question. You meet Jenna Ortega on the street. Are you running after we saw what she's capable of?
After that, and I've seen Jenna Ortega in a lot of stuff, but I don't know that I would fanboy out.
No.
I
She's
just
a little
say, all right, hey, nice, all right, bye.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's cool, and honestly, she's a really great actress. And like, I think as she is getting older, we're seeing her like breadth of ability.
Yeah,
and this was, it's still in the lane of weird kind of roles. You know, it's not necessarily a Tim Burton weird role,
Right.
But like, it was one of those things where you're like, what in the world is happening?
well,
Like,
okay, all right.
what is happening?
Not to stop you there, but I might have lied on camera, and my wife's going to see this. Man, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of into it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Josh is a Jenna fan. That's
Sorry,
I'm staying away.
I've liked her. I've liked her and everything I've seen her in. Sorry.
Watched her burn down a house, knock
Oh,
a guy
yeah,
upside
she's-
the head.
Yeah.
She's very manic, which I thought was also interesting because so there's Lionsgate and then there's like the production house or whatever.
Yeah.
It's called Manic Phase. And
Oh, I
literally,
missed that. That's funny.
literally,
I didn't see that.
She is in a manic phase.
Yeah.
Well,
in this movie.
Her crazy matches my crazy.
There you go.
I know that's just her character,
Yo,
but
that's
Maybe.
yeah.
be honest is a phrase used frequently, and that's
Yeah.
Josh
That-
is being
Good
honest
job,
tonight.
Josh.
Good job.
Yeah,
She's
sorry.
not gonna kill you.
The movie got me. I can't even lie on camera, and plenty of people do that all the time.
That's
Cool.
true.
So there you go. It's a special edition of the Cinemafia review.
Wednesday edition.
Wednesday
Wednesday.
edition. I was summertime. I'd get behind this. That's gonna happen a few more times.
Yeah, true.
That being said, thanks for the opportunity.
Yes.
And it's summertime, boys. Lots of good stuff headed our way. See y'all
Let's
later.
go.
Bye.